Hi everyone, Monique here, Intuitive Soul Savant. Welcome back. You haven't seen me for a couple of weeks. This is the third video in a series of rebirth from the Pluto transit, in my case, to my natal sun in the 6th house. I don't have any notes today, and making a video is the last thing I felt like doing today. My Saturn sun and Leo rising in the tropical chart, those traits from those signs block me a lot of times because Capricorn and Leo don't like to come across as weak. Both signs carry a lot of strength, and I've just had to get real today. I'm still in rebirth and still transforming. The last video I made was death, transformation, rebirth, and then transformation again. I'm finding it very, very hard to build the foundation that's required for me to come to my full potential. And making videos is the hardest thing for me to do. Because I'm putting myself out there, and after years and years and years and years and decades of loss and hard Saturn karmic energies that I had to experience, it's really tricky to be able to look to the future with hope. Now, Pluto retrograding back into Capricorn. Please watch the playlists if you haven't caught the videos that I've made already, which are relative for the next 20 years for anybody going through a hard aspected transit from Pluto, and that would be a conjunction, a square, an opposition. And I have more to come. My natal sun is at 27 degrees, 26 degrees and 50 minutes. Now, Pluto is going to retrograde back to 27 degrees. Now, this will be my fourth close call with Pluto, and then will come another one. Let's give ourselves 3 degrees either side of the degrees that your planet is in your chart, or your angles. And 2008 Pluto went into Capricorn, and I felt it immediately, but I didn't know how to work with Pluto's in energy then in such an intense way. So I was very bewildered for many years. And as I integrated the energy, you become more comfortable, if you could say that, even though Pluto's energy is not comfortable at all. Unless you're in the power aspect of it. And of course, that's completely, that's the polarity of the deep pain of the going into the underworld, into the inner self, the old patterns, and integrating new information, rebirthing, becoming a different person to the person that you're leaving behind, especially when it's the natal sun, it's the ego. And having a Leo rising, the sun rules the first house, double whammy. And I don't like to, let's say I'm uncomfortable with sharing the dark side of how I feel. The full moon this weekend in the tropical chart is in Sagittarius. That's where my moon falls, in the 4th house, conjuncting my south node. Now, there's even a bigger story to this in the, where the planets are in the sky in my Vedic astrology chart. I have a Cancer rising, Scorpio moon. The Vedic chart is a higher aspect of your tropical chart. So if you're using your chart to journey through your Pluto transit, towards the end, or if you understand now Look at your Vedic chart, because the Vedic chart holds even more information, more depth. And having Cancer in my 12th house, hidden matters in the tropical chart, and having Cancer on the rising in the Vedic chart, and being a Capricorn sun in the tropical and in the Vedic chart, and having Mars and Venus in Capricorn in the Vedic chart, you know, emotionalism has been my biggest challenge, because growing up, the pattern was no one cared about how you felt, Minnie. So now it's left for me to reparent myself, to have deep compassion for myself, deep understanding and patience. And this transit is a really long transit when we're dealing with Pluto. It's slow, it's heavy. And when you think it's over, it's not. And that's why we need to keep an eye on Pluto, keep an eye on our chart. So my chart's being triggered emotionally at the moment. Pluto is retrograding back to be 10 minutes or so away from my natal sun. And that's close. That's very close. And as soon as the station retrograde with Pluto at 0 degrees Aquarius started, I felt the energies. I went, oh no, here we go again. And all I want to do is build a platform for me to help others, you guys. And it's just not happening as quick as I'd like it to happen. And, you know, in one of the last videos I made, I was excited, you know, about the website happening and another surprise that I'm starting. And websites, you know, it didn't happen at the time that I wanted it to. And so I was hit with triggered, probably is a great word for it. I was triggered again to the depth of the loss that I experienced from 2008 onwards, till I had nothing left, nothing to lose, except the old family patterns, the darkness, shutting down of me and my beautiful light that I'm here to share with the world. You know, it triggered those old memories and feelings. And so that's why this is a rebirth video. It's push, breathe, push, breathe, push, breathe, give up. I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't birth this baby. Yes, you can, yes, you can, your supporters say. Okay, breathe, push, breathe, push. And that's exactly how it feels. But I can't guarantee it'll only be a 9-month gestation. I feel like I've been at this for a long time now. This morning, early 4 a.m., I had a dream. And in that dream was my last relationship 7 years ago. I haven't seen this person for 7 years. It was 7 years on and off relationship, very toxic, extremely toxic, but so valuable to me, because I realized that I didn't love myself to partner with that type of person. And it has preserved me for the type of partner that I would invest my energy with. But they were in my dream this morning after 7 years. So I woke up quite emotional. And this is Pluto digging up more energy, showing me, you know, the abandonment from that person, the abuse, the theft, the whole lot. You know, the energy's still in my body, whether it takes the form of fear of having another relationship, unconsciously, in my case. Pluto keeps digging. And yes, I felt a little reprieve as Pluto headed into Aquarius. However, now on the retrograde, it's like, oh, here we go again. And I only have me to lift my soul up here. So I got up. I could have sunk into that. I did sink into energy like that 5-6 years ago. I could be down and out for 3 days in that energy that I felt this morning. But I didn't. got up, had a shower, got into the water, into the second chakra where the wounds move around in the second chakra, also the creative self. And I teach this to my students. When the wound is there, there is a way to transmute that wound, that deep, dark feeling into creativity, because that also lays in the water chakra, the second chakra. And so I went for a walk down the beach, took my shoes off. I had a coffee first at the yacht club. Beautiful, looking out over the water. The skies are blue, clear as sky. The water was clear. We're in winter here. We can have some beautiful winters where I live. So then I walked along the beach through the seagulls, put my feet in the water and just sat with this energy. And I decided before that probably to do this video for you. I promised myself I would record the video even if I didn't post it. But I think my potential and that this deep, dark, long Pluto transit plus the deep karma that I've lived this whole life is for the purpose of sharing my experience and my authenticity and my honesty, so that others who are coming behind me through these energies may feel some sort of comfort and soothing. And I like to give a big, happy, positive face to the world. But with Pluto, you know, that's disassociation from how you're truly, truly feeling. So today I've made this video for you. Rebirth is not easy. None of this is. However, over the period of time that it takes, you know, there's a level of faith that needs to be acquired, that at the end of this dark tunnel, there'll be freedom. And in my case, freedom looks to me like getting up every day, excited to create content for you guys, teach inner work, shadow work through the chakra system, as I do face-to-face 3 times a week here in my town. I want to share that. I've been given a gift of surviving so far a very deep, dark transit of Pluto. Not everybody experiences this. I know they don't, because I can't imagine some people I know even getting through this. So, sorry. I guess because I'm sharing this information with you, it's coming up through my 5th chakra, which was blocked, by the way, from no one wanting to listen to me as a younger person, and the low self-worth that that proceeded through my adult life due to the family system. So thank you if you've gotten to the end of this video. And if you are experiencing the depth of Pluto and the transformation, the shadow work, the energy in the 2nd chakra, then, you know, a big hug to you. Keep going. You're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. And I guess if I can be grateful for something, it's the transformation. Because this is the first video I've made where I didn't want to make a video. It's the last thing I want to do. I want to hide. But I didn't allow my mind to make up stories for how I'm feeling, because I'm aware, I'm awake, I'm educated. I know what I'm going through. Yes, you can feel insane with a Pluto transit, but I'm past that. I know what's happening through me. And one of the hardest things is not to allow the mind to make up big stories, because when the mind, and it started this morning, dredging up the old stories, the Vicky stories, you know, the victim stories. being a Vicky does not help me one bit. And no offense to any people out there called Vicky. I just said that the other day while I was teaching and we all laughed. Because the victim story will just keep traumatizing the self. The feelings are there, they're there to be felt, they're there to move through the body. The more we allow our mind to tell the self why the feeling, well, you're feeling like that because, you know, your family don't want you. You're feeling like that because you're all alone. You're feeling like that. No one understands this Pluto transit you're going through. You're feeling, you know, the mind really wants to give you a reason for feeling the way you do. However, as you go through the transformation, you know, that can last 3 days, that mind and the death. That's why you want to die. That's why you want to die. You do not want to be in that negative mental self, the deep feeling in the core of your belly, the water chakra, the emotional body. So as time passes, you'll be awake to that. And you'll be able to go, no, mind. Now you might ask, well, why can't I take my mind to gratitude and to all of this? Because there's energy moving through my body. I would be disassociating. It's going to take what it's going to take. And that's where the faith is needed. And sometimes we don't have the faith. I feel like it's never going to change sometimes. I really do. However, just a speck, a seed can grow an oak tree. And that's all I've got, that seed. So thank you for watching this video, and thank you if it helps you in any way, because that's why I'm doing it. You know, this has been very hard for me to make this video today. But if I don't, I know my mind will not shut up, because my mind is not my mind, my higher self has urged me to make this video, because I preach this, that when you're feeling down, transmute, not down, but you're feeling that pain, that wound, transmute it into creativity and create something. And that's where the beauty lies. And we've discussed that before. Beautiful songs, pieces of music can come from deep despair of breakups and loss and what have you. So I really hope I'm speaking to somebody out there, and I hope that you feel better, because you know you're not alone. I have you guys, I have my class, my students, and I have my higher self and practicing compassion and self-love. That's the lesson for me too, with a retrograde Venus in the 7th house in Aquarius. Self-love, self-worth. Only I can give that to myself. So thank you guys. Namaste. This is number 3 of the Rebirth series. Whether there's another one, I don't know. But once my website is ready to be launched, I will let you know, and I'll tell you that other surprise that I have in store. Okay. Thank you, and big hugs. And now I can rest a little easier today. Thank you.